Consistently attract soulmate clients, begin showing up on brand, monetizing on your calling. Welcome all spiritual coaches, leaders, healers, light workers, and practitioners to a show that turns you on in your business and amplifies your magnetism. I'm host, catalyst, and spiritual business coach Rosalind Fung, and I'm here to journey with you into the juicy and help you discover where the real gaps are. Ignite your mindset and soul with strategies and systems as each episode takes you to the sweet spot that activates your soulgasmic business. Enjoy this light language activation as we begin to magnetize and monetize.
Hello, my loves. Welcome. I am so excited about our episode here today because I have my special guest, one of my best friends, Stephanie Hassein, who is an intuitive artist. Now, we are going to, if you have not heard about Steph, we are going to open up your perspective on seeing art differently, in how it can really unlock your soul's potential and really activate your abundance in many different forms. She is the artist behind the beautiful painting that you see here. And it's like one of a kind because it's got my energy signature on it. That's probably pretty obvious. So tune in if you're intrigued by how art can be created so it emanates your energy signature, how having your energy signature painted into an art piece can unlock your soul's potential, and how you can use your energy signature piece once you have it. Now, let me share with you how amazing Steph is. So she's an intuitive artist with not only a background in art, she's also has a background in holistic nutrition, but she's also an energy worker, a crystal healer. Oh my gosh, she makes jewelry as well. Her jewelry is very activating. And she has, of course, psychic abilities. It's so much fun when her and I read for each other. So much fun. So Steph uses all her abilities combined to create one-of-a-kind artwork that infuses white light energy and allows the energy to be diffused from the paintings so that her clients can elevate and awaken their divine within. You're going to be able to experience some of this magic here today. Welcome, Steph.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. So for those of you who have been following me for a while, you may remember that Steph has been a guest on my, back when it was just a radio show, not a TV show yet. And we actually linked those in the show notes so that you can tune in there and you can hear about Steph's story a little bit more. Today we want to talk about, maybe we can do a little bit of a quick catch up because I know you and I like evolve and ascend so much, and like our lives, our spiritual paths like so parallel each other.
Yeah.
Since you've been on the podcast, which I think was probably about a year ago-ish, what maybe highlights do you want to share with our audience?
I don't know. You just surprised me with this question. I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this. Like what highlights? Like what do you mean?
Yeah, like I mean, you've been going through some major shifts. You've had some major ahas, you know, and just like with like coming out more, even more confident. You were confident before, but like it's come to the next level. You're Queen Nefertiti, like embodied.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. I definitely, like I knew what I was painting before, but the more I was doing it, the more I really started understanding what was coming through, what I was really doing. And because when I did your soul painting almost 2 years ago now,
long. Yeah,
Yeah.
craziness.
I
Right.
wasn't even going as, like by Queen Nefertiti, right? Like that came to me in a meditation. So I was just so tuned in because of the work that I was doing. And I started just understanding a lot. And it definitely gave me, when I channel and do this work, whether I'm reading people or painting, all of that channeling, all of these downloads, it also helps me grow. It helps my, my own growth, my ascension and everything. So a lot of, my confidence more came through as I was doing all of these things because I was shifting so much. But yeah, like I would say my real understanding, like I knew I was painting people's souls at the very beginning. Um, when I was like, oh, I'm painting people's souls, I knew that's what I was doing, but I really didn't understand it the way that I do now. So just that shifted a lot.
Oh, so amazing. So let's hop right into it. So if people are new to you, can you define what we'll say like an intuitive painting is? And then I'd love for you to share a little bit about how you go through the process as an artist to create these incredible activating pieces.
Thank you. Yeah, so intuitive paintings, basically, I have psychic abilities. Um, so I'm able to receive messages, and when you get psychic messages, you might hear things, you could see things, it could come through feelings, um, it can come through knowings. There's all of these different things. So over the years, and not everybody gets the messages, receives the messages in every way. Some people only receive messages, maybe just hear or just see, and then translate. Over the years, I ended up opening all of those doors up. So I receive messages in whatever way comes through. So for the intuitive paintings, what started happening is like my very first intuitive painting was, I saw it. I saw the end product. The problem was my problem. I'm like, I don't know how to paint. What do you want from me? But eventually I learned to figure all this out. But sometimes now when I paint, because I don't just do the soul paintings, painting people's souls, but sometimes I do I do other paintings as well. They're still intuitive. Sometimes I'll see the whole thing, the end product,
Mm-hmm.
right away. And somehow, as I see the end product, I can feel that energy and it somehow tells me how to execute it. Other times I can't see it, but I'm feeling an energy, I'm feeling a color. I might feel, and maybe the energy could be like, maybe it feels explosive and it might end up having some sort of like explosive pattern in it. Like it just comes through these different ways. And of course, like I have to be tuned in order to be, doing an intuitive painting. So that leads to your next question, how I do them. So I start with meditating. Like I gotta meditate and get in that space.
And before
Sometimes
you do that, can we just rewind like back to like once, and these are like you, because they're so, it requires a lot of your channeling energy, right? So I know that you only do about, I think if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, but like 10 a year.
yeah, I was doing more for a couple years. The first few years, I didn't paint very much, and they weren't as intense as it's become. And once I realized what I was doing and truly like the depth of it, I ended up painting so much, and I wasn't doing 10. I did, I think, about 40 plus paintings 2 years in a row. 40 and like I think it was like 45 and 48, something like that. I painted a lot and I burned myself out because you're right, it's so much energy.
Mhm.
Um, Especially the soul paintings, I realized I can't do as many as I was doing. I enjoy them, but the soul paintings, the moment that someone decides that they're doing this and they confirm it with me, I end up diving into their energy and I'm in their energy until the last bit of color and the signature is on. And so that could be like a month of like a lot of, channeling someone. And I'm not always like sitting there. It's not like I'm sitting there 8 hours a day channeling the person. Sometimes I can be in my own off time and doing something, but somehow their energy is still coming through.
Right.
It's a lot. It's absolutely a lot. So I realized I'm like, I can't handle doing those. It's a little like as many as I was doing for those soul paintings. The other paintings that come through, sometimes it's just spirit showing me, paint the energy of, I'll show you guys later, the energy of power. And, like really standing in your power. And that was just, it had nothing to do with channeling someone. It's just something that came through me. It also connected with something I was going through as well, a little bit. And yes, it was intense, but it wasn't like a month-long process of being in someone else's energy and feeling an energy of, for example, power is different. It's less taxing on my system. So yeah, the soul paintings, I can maybe max do 10 a year at this point, because I realize I'm like, it's so intense. It's a really intensive process.
Yeah. And so it's a select few, like your people need to apply to make sure they're aligned, right? Because I mean, energy is energy. And if somebody's energy is off, you're kind of picking up on that.
Right.
So, not that like, so how do you decide if you want to work with somebody? If somebody wants to work with you, how do you decide, yeah, it's a good fit? I would love to do your soul's painting for you.
Ideally, I love to get on a discovery call with the person, right? Like really talk to them. Because of course I can like still tune in without getting on the phone, but I just feel it's a lot better, more in depth,
Yeah.
to go on the phone and really like feel each other's energy, feel each other out. And I'm just gonna say this. I feel like I need to say this because I've had a couple people go, "Oh, I'm scared. Like, I would love to have a soul painting, but like, what if it comes out ugly?" Nobody's soul is ugly. It's not gonna be. It's not like that. We all have things that we need to work on. Sometimes you can be in a funky place in your life, and it doesn't mean that I'm not going to want to paint your soul. Like, it's not like that. But at the same time, it has to be aligned. It has to feel good to my energy. Just like when you meet people and you try to make friends, someone can be a good person, but maybe you don't really, feel called to hang out with this person. It doesn't make them a bad person. You're just not aligned. So it's kind of that same feeling I go for. If I feel elevated and excited when I'm talking with this person on a discovery call, and then already like, I may not even be trying, and maybe colors are wanting to come through, then I know I'm like, oh yeah, I'm meant to paint you. If I'm feeling some resistance or something, it's not personal, but like, yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be in your energy for like a month, it's got to feel good for both of us, right? So yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great way to put it. And I love that you shared that piece around like, because we all got shit. Like we're human. Right? And it's like I love how you just explained like it's just got to be a really great fit so that we're really you're able to be in your doing your highest and good work. Because there's an alignment there between
Yeah.
you and your client, your customer. Oh my gosh, our chat is really our live chat because we're live streaming right now. Is busy. I love it. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Miles. Hi, Anne. Hi, Basha. Thank you for being here. I know that like these beautiful individuals like have been following you as well. They love what you're about. And so fun to see you all come on. And feel free, my loves, to pop in the chat box here your questions. Love you too, Gloria. It's so much fun to do things live. So, Steph, then once somebody, once you're like, yep, let's go ahead, this is aligned. Then you go into meditation. You say it's the beginning of your process to tune into your clients.
So I try to not allow myself to start channeling the painting until it's confirmed for sure, because like I said, it's a lot of energy, right? I don't want to be like, I can't be reading everyone just because it can come through. But once it's confirmed that for sure, you know, you're getting a painting, the door opens and the floodgates open.
Can I ask a quick question? On the discovery call, do you ask them what they're wanting to manifest or what their big vision dream is? I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since you've done my painting. And you know me so well, like we always talk about that. So I don't think obviously we did not have a formal process. So, like, I want a painting. But I'm curious, on the discovery call, do you feel into that so that that's part of like tapping into their soul's potential and purpose?
You know, I don't recall ever asking someone like what's their goals and that kind of thing. It's more like a flowing conversation, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
I do have the ability. So when I paint a person's soul, like again, because I do the soul paintings and then I do the other channel paintings, which have other energies, but the soul paintings themselves, it's the person's soul. But so, like I said earlier, I started realizing the more I was doing them, what I was actually doing, what was coming through. And I ended up realizing that I was also painting kind of like the energetic codes of the person's potential. So it's not just like, oh, it's your soul on a painting. There's energy in there that helps you, you know, get to your next levels of you, of who you're meant to become, who you really are, like in the core that you just haven't pulled out yet. So start realizing that energy is in the painting. It comes through, and I don't always know consciously what that potential might be. I just allow that energy to just come through the art. But you know, I don't know. I mean, I could ask someone what their goals are, but sometimes if we knew what our potential is meant to be, we'd be terrified. We'd run away. Like if we knew, right? We tend to be so scared of our true light.
Our true,
you know, included. Like I've done that. You know, I've shied away, kind of got to a point where I was like, oh, I'm doing so great. This is amazing. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I started pulling away. Like I've done that many times. So no, I haven't asked in those calls, like what's the person's, you know, what their goals are and all of that. But like, I mean, yeah, I do paint the potential, whether the person knows what their potential is or not. Like,
that is incredible. That is so incredible. And so once you're meditating, I mean, you can even talk about my process if you want, because that might be helpful.
That was interesting. That was so fun.
We were laughing so hard because you were I thought, oh yeah, it's going to take you like 2 days. How long did it take you?
Oh, it took me like, well, because, okay, so the whole process. So first, the moment that it's confirmed, I go get all the supplies and I have to prep the canvas first. But even prepping the canvas, I don't even just go and touch it and prep it. I meditate first. I'll pull crystals, whatever crystals I'm being called to work with. I have a background in crystal healing, so that just comes naturally to me to add that in there. And I'm very selective. I paint to music all the time. And I'm very, very selective with the music that I select. You know, the energy, obviously, of the vibe, but also like the words. It's like words are so powerful. So sometimes it, you know, spirit tells me like a title I've never even heard of. I don't even know the song sometimes, and I'm led to the perfect thing. And then I'll usually play the song on repeat almost the whole time. But yeah, then I'll go and I prep the painting. That takes a good few days. But your painting was so big, and I've never painted this big before. That was the biggest one I had done up until then.
Yeah. Well, can we, Christopher, if you're listening, could you just put mine on full screen so that our audience can see? Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Let me see if I can like share with you all. There it is. It's a little crooked. Okay. There we go.
And I feel like this doesn't even do it justice.
No,
not just because
it does not.
The cameras don't capture the details like it does in person, but also the size. It's 4 feet by 5 feet. So
I'm
when
trying to like
if you flip it over, it goes to my chin, from the floor to my chin. Like it's a big painting.
it's
So yeah,
real.
the prep was quite a process on this one. And because I use alcohol inks for those, I finally figured out how to still use it and mask myself, protect my lungs, because it was getting like the fumes are very strong. Um, but it's very liquid ink, so the color part could potentially happen fast, but your energy was so intense. It was so strong. I felt high as a kite. Like every time I went into my studio to work on this, every time I was tapping into you, because your energy is like my energy is a little bit like calmer than yours. And so yeah, your energy is like yours. It's fiery. Like it's amazing energy. It was so fun to be in it. But yeah, I felt high as a kite, and I can only do small pieces at a time. Even though, like physically, I'm like I feel like I could paint double that amount today, but energetically, I'm like I can't. And then I would do a small amount of color that day, and then the rest of the day I was just trying to like tame my energy, calm myself down, clear a little bit, because I couldn't focus. I had the attention span of a flea. Like I don't know how you focus and get all of your work done and run your business.
My ADHD.
I mean, it's you. For you, it's normal. It's who you are, right? But then it's like I'm in that energy that's not that's not me. I'm not used to this. So the whole rest of the day was like some days I couldn't clear, and I was like, today is a write off. I couldn't read a page of a book if I tried. Like, and so that's why I realized I'm like, I can't be doing like, I have to keep the amount of paintings I do in a year very small. Like it is exclusive because it's a lot. It's a lot. And of course, not everyone's high energy like you, but regardless, it still comes through in all these different ways. So yeah, it took me longer because your energy was so intense. It took me longer to, get through all the color and, then I have to varnish, and then I have to like wait for that to dry. And, but then when we did the reveal, like just walking into my studio where it was hanging, like we were high as a kite just from the energy coming off the painting.
Yeah. So incredible. I'll see if we can take that reveal, which is on your Instagram account, in our show later on as well, because it's pretty epic. Like going into just the excitement and going into Steph's art room is in itself so activating, because as we'll see after commercial, all these powerful, potent pieces that have different energies are like coming together, and you're in this like, I feel like it's like a portal, like like alchemy of magic in your space. And so I can share a little bit more about since having this painting, because it was definitely, I've never, and I've already shared this in our previous episode, I believe, and definitely shared it on one of my episodes with Dan in Pleasure in the Bedroom and Bank, because this is definitely your art, your work is an investment piece. And that's what makes it so special, is that because, you're channeling our souls, our energy signature, our soul signature.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when I saw it, and again, you guys can check it out on Instagram, the reveal in real life, the first time I saw my painting, it was just like, and just like so activating for my soul. It was just like so interesting to see me, like almost like watch myself in a mirror, but with the energy of my soul in a painting form. And it's been, I've actually got it on purpose because I knew Steph's work was going to be helping me activate my life, my business to the next level of abundance in all forms, prosperity, clients, richness inside, feeling like completely being, as I work with my clients, that also supports them too. Like having this in the background, I mean, besides it being so aesthetically pleasing, I get a lot of compliments on this when I get on Zoom calls. And I'm always like, this is my girlfriend. And I'm like, give me a shout out. Of course I would. Credit where credit's due. And so it's just brought a lot of beautiful, who would have thought? Like, who would have thought that art, and tell me as you guys are tuning in here live, like, would you have ever thought that art can be so activating? And I feel like it's different than going to, like, art in itself brings emotions, evokes emotions when we truly appreciate it, when we truly like look at it, it's very subjective, right? And so there is a different experience when witnessing art that emanates you in your soul's essence. I can't even describe it. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I'm sure your clients feel the same way.
Yeah, because I'm essentially creating energetic beings. They're like when you think of crystals, they're beautiful. Obviously, they're really beautiful to look at, but they put out an energy. And you can have it on your coffee table and it's going to emanate an energy into your room. But if you're connecting with it, so for the crystal, if you're holding it, painting, if you're truly connecting with it, it's going to, help give out that energy even more and work with you. So yeah, it's not every piece of art, I don't think necessarily does that, but yeah, mine, they're channeled and really infused with so much white light energy that it like can give you the tingles.
I love it. So when we come back from commercial, we're gonna have art. We're gonna have Steph display her art and share a little bit more about each of the pieces that she selected to share with us today.
Om Times TV. Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. Om Times Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, Om Times offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an Om Times magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on Om Times TV and broadcasting it across the extensive Om Times radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. Om Times. Open yourself to the possibilities.
Are you feeling maxed out working one-on-one with clients and you're deeply desiring to scale your business for more time freedom without sacrificing your income, but rather expanding it? Many of my clients who are light workers, healers, practitioners, and even coaches, they're often multi-modality, are coming to me because they are sick and tired of working with clients on a one-off session model where the clients are coming in on an as-need basis. Or if they're selling packages, they are selling them in the sense of buy 5, get 1 free, or the greater the number of sessions, the greater the discount. The problem with this is it's still a dollar for hours business model. And so that leaves the practitioner feeling really exhausted and overwhelmed from having to put so much time, effort, and energy in finding new clients that they're not operating in their most elevated self with their current clients. And so if this is you, I would love to share with you that it's time to elevate your business and scale it to sell high ticket one-on-one programs, or even group programs. This will allow you to have more deeper impacts because you're raising your clients' results, you're scaling your business, and you're having that time freedom you deeply are yearning for. If this is resonating with you, love, I'd love to invite you to come on a soul business alignment call with me so that you can stop feeling like you're on this roller coaster ride and start to feel safe and stable and even having fun in your business and your finances. Please go to electrifymybusiness.com to apply and we'll hop on a call. I can't wait to connect.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
All right, welcome back, my love. So now we're going to have Steph share some of her really powerful pieces, and she'll share a little bit more in detail about the process or about the piece of art. But I'd love to invite you to stay open and see how you're receiving it on a soul level. And those of you who are here live, feel free, and even on the replay, feel free to share just what you're receiving when you tune into these pieces.
Okay, you guys are gonna have to bear with me because I'm not used to filming with a laptop, and this is requiring me to like walk around with my laptop and figure out the angles. Just bear with me because it's probably not gonna look very professional. Performance is real life.
You saw my camera skills.
Okay. Yeah, the angle, it's so awkward. Okay, can you guys see? No. Yeah, my head's in the way. This is great. There we go.
We're gonna play with it. Just go with it, love.
Oh my gosh, there we go. That's decent. Okay, so for example, okay, by the way, not all my paintings, like I said, are channeled soul paintings, but they are all channeled. I have extra paintings that I make sometimes when, like I said, when an energy or something comes to me, I will paint, and this is what I'm showing you guys. These are just different paintings that have come to me that I've channeled, and everything I'm going to show you guys is available on my website. So I do create other paintings. So this one is called Possibilities, and again, the screen doesn't do it justice. And this painting, a lot of my paintings shift a lot depending on the angle that you look at it and depending on the light. So when it gets really dark, like right now, I think you can see a lot of translucency. Oh, I feel like the weather girl here.
I love it.
I'm pointing out on the green screen. Yeah, there's some translucency I can see right here is popping through. And then in some other parts.
I love this. This is
Okay.
This is amazing.
So some translucency is popping up right now because of the lighting. When it gets a little bit darker, I call my paintings moody. Like I said, they're like energetic beings. We shift, they shift. I can't say, and I know it's normal for something like a painting or whatever to look a little bit different in different light, but I can't say that I've seen paintings shift like that. And this is not something that I'm doing on purpose or that I even know how I'm doing. It's just like I'm self-taught with my art, and I just follow Spirit's guide, and these things started really showing through. It wasn't showing at the beginning of my art journey, but the last few years, these kinds of effects where it shifts so much has really started popping through. So right now you see some of the translucency, and then when the sun sets a little bit, then all of a sudden the gold's popping, and then the blue becomes really dark and more opaque. So that happens a lot with a lot of my paintings. So yeah, so it's called Possibilities for obvious reasons. It's about the energy of what's possible. It looks like a galaxy or like a night sky, right? It's like, sky's not even the limit. Like, I love the quote, sky's not the limit, your beliefs are, or something like that it goes. And that's what this painting's about. It's about, like, infinite possibilities. So yeah, that's one. Yeah, I got through this one.
So before you go on, one thing I love about your art is, everybody picks up something so different when they look at it. And that makes sense, right? Because we interpret our own life and the things that we witness through our lens. And what's really cool is, like, some of you might have picked up in my painting, and that gold looks like a dragon, which absolutely is one of my spirit power animals. But Steph didn't purposely create a dragon, but it's really obvious when you look at it. And
I didn't know it was there until like 5 days after I finished it.
Right. And then my kids, when they were looking at it, they saw, and it was somewhere different in the painting, a bear. So that's probably because they've got bear spirit animal. I would not be surprised. I call them heavy bear and little bear. So, but yeah, it's just really amazing. Or like some of your other paintings, which I don't believe you're showing today, but there was one where, remember, we picked out faces, and you didn't on purpose paint a face, but it was really clear it was a face once we saw it. And there was another painting you did, and I can't remember if it was the same one, but it was a couple kissing, and not painted on purpose. Like, this is the incredible, like, my mind is so blown by your art. It's so blown.
Thank you. Yeah, like, I just go in these trances when I'm painting. Yeah. And I don't know what's coming through. And like I said, for yours, the dragon, I didn't even see it for 5 days. I had no idea. Yeah. Didn't know it was there. It was not on purpose. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like, it's there.
And that's powerful. You picked up on my spirit animal. Wonderful. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, and you're right. Everyone's going to see something different. We all have our own unique perspective. We see through things like life through our own lens. Yes. And so, of course, that's also going to come up with the painting. So I'm going to show you guys. So this one, I don't know if the lighting's good enough, but this one here is called Power. And it was something, sorry. Oh, it was something that I thought I heard someone talk. Okay.
Maybe a spirit.
So it was something that I was going through in my life. I was really like learning to step into my power. And then this came through. And at first it was mostly like all orange, and I wasn't like loving how it turned out. It looked a little Halloween-y. It was like very, like the black overtook it a little bit, and it just didn't quite sit well. And I left it alone for 2 days, and I literally woke up one morning and I saw these explosions of like bright pink and yellow, and just I knew the direction, how I was supposed to throw the ink. Like, it just came to me so clearly. So I went back and I added to it, and then this came out. And the funny thing is that I couldn't have finished it that first day because I hadn't finished my lesson of what I was going through. And it wasn't until like I was starting to like stand in my power when the painting started. But a few days later, I kind of achieved next level of lesson. And then the vision came to finish the painting, and then it completed the energy. So, oh yeah, maybe that shows a little bit better. See, I think the screen really showed the shift in the colors and like the moodiness that I was trying to like convey earlier. Oh,
I love seeing the depth of it, like just the layers, the textures, the alchemy of the different colors coming together. Like it's so incredible. And I have to say, I don't know if anyone else sees it, but I see something very phallic. That's,
We'll talk about that later. But, and I do paint a lot with alcohol inks. Like the blue one that I showed you guys first is a combination of acrylic and alcohol ink. This was just alcohol ink, as is Roz's soul painting. I usually do the soul paintings with alcohol ink. I'm going to show you guys one that I did just with acrylic. And that one, I went to the art store to buy supplies for another painting. And in the store, I saw, sorry, it's really tricky. In the store, I saw this in my mind.
Wow.
And so I bought the supplies I went to buy, but I ended up with all the extra supplies I needed for this because the urge, it was so intense. I can't even describe how intense it was. I felt waves crashing and just this intense energy. And I knew I couldn't leave the store without everything I needed to start this.
Yeah.
And, your painting, the energy was intense, but this painting, the energy, I've never painted so frantically. Like these waves crashing, I was moving so fast. I was in the most intense trance ever. Mm-hmm. And I knew in the store before, I bought the supplies, I knew I was supposed to paint a woman in there. And that terrified me because I'm like, I don't paint people. I don't do things that look like things. But I saw it so clearly. I felt it so strongly. So I did the first layer, which was all of these waves. And then I didn't touch it for a month because I was so scared I was going to mess it up by adding her in there. And finally I had the courage and I went in and I did it first try. And I mean, I think you guys can still, sorry, I'm shaking a little bit here, but I think you guys can still tell through the screen a little bit of the outline of the woman.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and she's called Uninhibited. She has the energy of Yemaya, which is goddess of the ocean. I don't remember off the top of my head all of the symbology of, her meaning, but I also called it Uninhibited because, it's really about the energy of letting go, just be. Just be yourself with all of your might, all of your power, all of your light. And, don't be afraid to show who you are, really, be naked. And that's why she's in there the way that she is. And then with those waves crashing, it just all made so much sense. And it came together.
I feel like just you were just really channeling that energy right now. I'm just I'm gonna invite us to breathe that in, audience. Be yourself, be you, be unapologetic, be uninhibited. I love that word. Powerful.
And then the last one I'm going to show you guys, it's called Ecstasy. And I remember you were one of the first people I showed this one to. And you're
showing the world.
Yeah, and then when I showed Roz this, and I showed a couple other friends as well at the same time, and they all said the same thing to me without knowing that the other one said that, but they're like, it feels like an orgasm.
Uh-huh.
And, this one is about, when two souls that have a true connection, what real deep connection is between I don't want to sound stereotypical, but a masculine and a feminine energy, when there is that balance but that insane connection, when these two souls kind of collide, I'll say, and that's what this painting is about. And that's another one where with the lighting, this doesn't do it justice a whole lot, but I think I can get it.
I've seen these in real life. This does not do it justice.
No.
You're feeling the incredible power from it already. Wait till you see it in real life.
It's the best I can do right now, but yeah. I think actually if I do this, 1 second. Sorry, you guys, I'm moving, but.
Oh, yeah. You can see the gold a little bit more.
Yeah. So, sorry, this is so difficult to film like this, but I wanted to try to show you guys so you can have a glimpse and feel, because, yeah, I've become good at taking photographs of my paintings, but, Yeah.
This is why people need to go to your Instagram account. Can you spell it out? It's on the show notes, but if somebody's like more so listening, they might be really curious because this is on the podcast too.
So it's Queen Nefertiti XO. So Queen QUEEN NER. No. Okay, this is really weird. I'm actually French, and I'm so like spelling out loud. It's like I'm really good at spelling when I'm typing, but trying to say it out loud, I'm like, no, wait, what? 1 second.
Want me to spell it out? I got it, love. Okay, so it's Queen Nefertiti, QUEN, and it's one word, NEFERTITIXO. That's all one word. That's her handle on Instagram. If you're not able to see the show notes right now, so that your pictures will absolutely capture way better than the camera here itself. Yeah, it's really powerful.
Yeah, but just keep in mind too, even though I've become good at taking photographs of my paintings, it still doesn't do justice compared to seeing it in person. I've actually, because they shift so much, you know, I kind of got in the habit of oftentimes I take multiple angles of the same painting to really try to show people what it can look like, what it does look like. And I've had people sometimes think that they were separate paintings, even though it's the same painting, just different lighting, different angle, just because it can literally look that different. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's really powerful. I mean, it really is about that. It's like shape-shifting, right? We shape-shift when we're just able to see some of that. Sometimes we're captured it. Remember that photo you took of me? And it was totally, my face totally shape-shifted.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, off topic. Staying on topic, Roz. But incredible. And so, like, you also speak light language. And I'm curious, you know, since your light language got activated, I'm curious, because you and I have both worked with Aurora Light, and you've done a painting for her. So those of you who know Aurora Light, her painting, her soul painting by Steph is actually, she uses it just like I do, my background. Why would we not? And she was the one that supported you in activating your light language, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so do you infuse that as well in the paintings?
Yes. So, okay, with the light language, it's really interesting because, like, I've been channeling light beings for a long time, but I didn't realize. So when I say that I infuse my paintings with white light energy, that's where it's coming from. I just didn't know it at the beginning. I didn't know that, you know, when I do a reading, I access the Akashic records, but, you know, you and I have done readings on each other so often. Yes. You know, I don't always open the Akashic records to receive and give messages. Yeah. So when I'm not in the Akashic records, it's actually those beings that are my guides and that are relaying the messages to me. But I did not know that until about 2 years ago. That's when I figured it out. The light language, I felt I had a block, and I did Aurora's course. And I'll be honest, I've had bits of words come through, but that's kind of it. I still can't speak it. What I ended up realizing is that it's coming through me through gestures. I do the light language through my hands. And funny thing is that, you know, painting with my hands. Yeah. So, and sometimes when I paint with like alcohol ink, you don't put your hands in it. You use air to move the paint around. But my other paintings, I started getting really hands-on in there, especially since my light language got really activated. You know what? And I never really made the link, but yeah, when my light language got really activated is when I started getting extra handsy with my paintings and literally putting my hands in the paint. So yeah, it is infused with light language, just not the way, like not in a speaking way.
Got it. Yeah, that's so powerful. And I mean, light language does come through in very different ways. It can come through symbols. I've seen people actually have paintings with light language on it. Sometimes I'll practice writing my light language, but yeah, mine is like, of course, vocal and also through the movement of my hands as well. And it's like so incredible that yours is coming through on the paintings. I feel like that's really powerful. My goodness.
It's fun.
That's incredible. So I'm curious now, you also, because I want to, of course, share Steph's brilliance. You also offer Akashic Soul Sessions with your clients. And of course, I always tell my clients, like, every reader is different. And it's so much more than a reading because there's the alchemy of us that we bring in. Can you share the power of reading with you in the event that I'm sure people will feel called to tune in and have a reading from you? How do you read?
So when I do, like I said, I don't need to access Akashic Records to do a reading, but when I do my soul sessions, I do access the Akashic Records. And I love like that extra oomph that it brings, but also it's like a for sure way of making sure my ego is completely knocked out and I am only purely relaying the messages that you need to hear. It's got nothing to do with my ego's interpretation of it. I'm relaying the messages the way that Spirit wants you to hear them. And yeah, so it's always about what the person needs to hear in that moment. That always, you know how this works. You know, it just always.
You don't want it, your ego's not ready to hear it, but it's
yes, but it's
so
what
good later on when we're opened.
And also sometimes I do feel called to do energy work in the session. Like right then and there, I'll be like, oh my gosh, you know, maybe like there's a block or there's excess energy. It feels really heavy in your solar plexus or wherever. And then, you know, I'll be like, can I, you know, help you clear that? I might pause the verbal messages for a moment, or I'll keep doing the verbal messages while I'm doing the energy work in that spot, you know, where the person needs. But even if I don't have that come through in the background, you know, we're multifaceted beings, kind of amazing, all the things that we can actually do and that we do and sometimes don't even know we're doing. But, you know, because you could go about your day and be sending someone good vibes, right? You could be like doing your thing, but you're someone, a close friend's going through a rough patch and you're sending them good vibes. You're hoping that things are going to work out for them, right? So your subconscious mind is doing that work. Your soul's doing that work while you're doing your daily tasks. So it's kind of the same thing in the soul session. Even if I'm not consciously, you know, doing energy work on the person in the background, I'm still helping clear extra. And so my clients are always, regardless of how they felt when they started the session, they always feel so much more elevated. Then also the clarity. And something that I notice is that, yeah, it just, the feedback I'm getting from my clients is just how much more confident they feel, whether it's with themselves or with their path, knowing like, hey, this is what I need to do. This is where I'm going. I can do this, or like, yeah, this is going to happen. Or, you know, just like there's that queen energy, you know, that confidence, that boost, you know, and I'm glad that I'm able to help them, you know, get a piece of that more and more each time.
So incredible. We even have Basha here who is on the live stream with us, and she says, I had one done by Stephanie, I think about 2 years ago, and it was amazing. So live testimonial. Thank you, Basha. That was really awesome. And Gloria's like excited about getting a painting with you. Her birthday's coming up in a month. She's like, I gotta manifest this. Maybe my family will help out. So let's manifest together. Yeah. I love it. I love it. That. So incredible. And Steph, you also make jewelry as well. Please share a little bit about that. Maybe let's share your website first.
Yeah, so my website is queennefertitiexo.com. Okay. And yes, I do make jewelry. Most of it is crystal jewelry. So those of you who don't know, crystals is where I actually started out. First, it was crystals. It didn't last very long because my hands were like, I need to make something, and I taught myself how to make jewelry. Then the readings came after. The paintings came after that.
And your jewelry is not just for women. You make it for men. Men are very attracted to the jewelry you make. My kids have your
Yes.
jewelry. When you receive Stephanie's jewelry in your hands, oh my God, the energy that comes through in this.
It's infused with the same type of energy that is just what comes through me, that white light energy that, I infuse my paintings with. That's what ends up being infused in my jewelry. And yeah, I love that my clients feel energy, because the minute they touch it or see it, they feel it. And I love to know that there's that, that oomph that they get out of it.
And you are like obsessed with crystals. You even used to have a crystal store. I think you still sell a few crystals on your website, I believe.
Yeah, I still do. I have some. I have some at the moment. I used to have like this really big crystal store, but I'm more focused on the art, and I love the jewelry and the readings, but I do still have some crystals.
Amazing. So you guys go check her out. Steph is an incredible soul, as you can feel her energy here. Thank you so much, my love, for being here. I am just so grateful to have your friendship and grateful for you to be able to share your gifts. Thank you, loves. And I can't wait for you all to check out Steph's art. Give her a shout out. Give this episode a shout out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.